Okay, so I'm back at it again with the videos. So, okay. So I was talking about Microsoft and how like now anybody can abuse this power of things. And the thing is, people are now talking about how Let's Plays aren't considered fair use. And I would disagree with that. Because people don't come to watch Let's Plays for your game. I'm sorry to say that, I really am. Like, sure, the game might have some influence on who finds the game, or who finds Let's Play, but let me tell you something. If somebody subscribes to a YouTuber, they're not watching the videos for your gameplay. Okay, lad? It's not how it is. When I watch the Game Grumps, I'm not watching them because they're playing Breath of the Wild. I'm watching them because I like their content and I like their personalities in general. Because they're awesome people. And the idea that a Let's Play is not, you know, like, you should be happy that they're willing to even play your game. You know what I mean? Because, like, a Let's Player is basically just free advertising. You know, I saw somebody make a post on, like, for indie developers, where it's like, how do you market an indie game? And let me tell you something, you send it to Let's Players, because guess what? Let's Players are happy to play games, they're happy to help out. It's when you, like, cross us, and you're like, you're being an asshole. I'm gonna die again. Damn it. Yeah, but it's like, it's when you cross us and start being, we stop caring about your content or your games or whatever. You know what I mean? Because we don't have to play your game. We don't have to say anything good about it, and we can say bad things about it too. Like, developers that support us and are nice to us, guess what? We're probably going to be nicer to them. We're probably going to favor them. We're probably going to say, hey, like, we're good with this company. Like, whether you like it or not, company image does affect how you perceive a game. This is why I hate playing EA games, because I can't get past the idea that the company that happens to make these games, they're not exactly the greatest people. They're not. As much as I love Nintendo, I have this feeling in the back of my mind where it's just like, they don't get it, you know? Hopefully, like, they seem to be getting it now, where it's like, they understand that Let's Players actually are the lifeblood of games now. Whoops. Because, whoops. Because the fact of the matter is, Let's Players are the ones who tell most of the people about games. I'm going to be honest, if Scott Cawthon had not had Markiplier actually make videos on his game, nobody would have known about it. It would have been a title on the Steam website that nobody would have heard about, nobody would have seen, nobody would have cared about. Everybody would just, you know, There we go. More life. Okay, so, but no, people probably wouldn't have cared so much about Five Nights at Freddy's, because the simple fact that Mark basically gave them the best amount of, how should I say this, the highest amount of publicity that a game can get at that stage. And now Five Nights at Freddy's is a phenomena, and I believe that, or a phenomena, it is a phenomena, you fucking idiot. Oh jeez. Oh jeez, Morty. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Okay. God, it's so hard. Okay. But yeah, no. The whole idea behind I was gonna say Rick and Morty, not Rick and Morty. Yeah, I want to try and dance. But the whole idea behind Five Nights at Freddy's like getting big, that was solely because Markiplier did so many videos on it, and he made it into basically like one of the biggest, you know, horror game franchises of all time. And whether you like it or not, Five Nights at Freddy's is a successful game franchise. It is by far one of the most successful franchises on Steam relative to like growth and popularity spikes. And that can be attributed to multiple things that are within the game design itself. Some of it is good game design, some of it is just like little things that you snuck in there that and that would appear, and you would like Easter eggs and stuff, like alluding to a bigger story. Like, that's great. And I know a lot of people that actually shit on Five Nights at Freddy's for the whole fact of its fan base is cancer, and I honestly have no opinion on the fan base really, because I know that like all fan bases have their vocal minorities of just horrible groups. I know my Undertale, I'm a big fan of Undertale, and I know that there's a lot of stuff in the Undertale fandom that is really looked down upon, like Undertale, which is, it's Undertale, but the tail is spelled T-A-I-L. And that's basically like the whole like part of the fandom that segregates itself to make porn of the whole thing. And it's really weird. And just, there's things like that. And I think that's with every fandom. Like, whether you like it or not, every fandom's gonna have that group. And they're gonna have that, you know, problem. I call it a problem, but like, that's subjective, I feel. Because I don't think people making Rule 34 of a thing is objectively bad unless it like breaks laws, you know, or is really a negative influence on the fandom itself, you know. Like, I feel like this game understands that, yeah, people are going to make Rule 34 of this character. Let's just embrace that whole idea, and then they sexualize the characters. And they purposely make some of their characters look, you know, appealing in that manner. Like, look at this fucking mermaid boss. It's literally a mermaid that's bound and has huge tits. I mean, I could beat around the bush about it, but it's true. And it's not a bad thing. I don't think that's a bad thing at all. I think that's fine. I think that's perfectly fine if you want to, you know, embrace that side of your fandom. Because it's just another part of the people that make their stuff. And some people, like, do the sexual art because it is, like, it is in a weird form flattery, and I'm okay with it, honestly. It's just that it's weird, and it's weird to think that some people are making essentially making porn of SpongeBob, and then there's people that are getting off to that porn. You know what I mean? And that's what weirds me out. It's not the fact that people are making, you know, the nasty shit, that, you know, that sort of stuff. It just is the fact that it exists, or that people like that. You know what I mean? You know, there's some properties that you can't really dodge that with. Like, Jessica Rabbit is a great example, and Roger Rabbit, you know, just Who Framed Roger Rabbit, if you know what I'm talking about. That might be dating my age a little bit. But, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Jessica Rabbit is literally like a... I don't know if that movie came out in the 80s or 90s, but, like, she's a sex symbol of, like, the 80s and 90s for sure. And she definitely is a character that, you know, is it surprising? I mean, I'm not surprised in any way, shape, or form about that. You know, it's the same thing with, like, Betty Boop as well. You know, back in the day, Betty Boop was straight up a sex symbol. She was, by design, you know, scanty and, you know, revealing and very, like, sexualized. What the hell? I've never seen the boss do that before. I might need to do the Dryad dance just to not die. Dryad dance. Oh, I can shoot her from down here. Jump. I'm probably gonna die. Which, if I die, I won't be surprised. Oh no, never mind. I did it. But yeah, no, like, characters are sexualized all the time, and that's not really that big of a deal to me. It's just more of a thing of, like, it's weird. Like, it's just a general weird thing that I find that happens. And, like, with Shantae, Shantae is not really that, like, surprising that it happened. She's a fucking belly dancer, which is, like, you know, it's not surprising. And her thing is, like, she's, like, basically walking around with, like, sweatpants and a bra. You know. I know that culturally that's not what it is, but I just don't care to actually know what it is, and I don't really understand. But yeah, the whole plot was the girls were being made into counterfeit mermaids or something. Which is really fucked up when you think about it, actually. Yeah, so what else can we talk about before I end this episode? Oh, we got crabs. I think that's a way to end the episode, so in the next episode, we'll see what the crab dance does. Bye-bye.